We get out of our SMC drop pod after a forced landing, take our first steps and find that there is an eerie silence around us. Once again, we are on the front lines. After finishing the Quake 2 main campaign, it's time to play the 2 official expansions. In today's video, we'll be talking about the Reckoning Mission Pack and Ground Zero Mission Pack. A new adventure begins. Let's first start with The Reckoning, developed by Xatrix Entertainment and released on May 27, 1998. The story puts us in the boots of Joker, an elite commando who is part of a special forces team that is about to launch an assault on a military complex located on one of the Strogos moons. At the moment of starting the assault, we were cut off and trapped behind enemy lines. Now our main objective is to re-establish contact with our team and confirm new priority targets. As we progress over this hostile terrain, we encounter new and dangerous creatures. First, we find the Gek, that are predators with a great attack capacity. They can jump very high and swim. They live in caves and swamps. They attack in groups, and upon death, their body can explode into pieces. Apparently, the blood of these creatures is made up of some kind of hydrogen sulfide, and it damages anyone around it. Gek are native creatures of Strogos. Not much is known about them, but they are highly hostile. Other new enemies that we will find in the Reckoning are the guards. There are 3 types: Ripper Guard, Hyperblaster Guard, and Laser Guard. The main difference in each of them is their main attack weapon. Laser guards are dangerous, as they are highly accurate at distance, and in large numbers, they can be a problem. Now, going back to the main plot, when Joker managed to locate his team, he sees that it was eliminated in its entirety. We retrieved the data disk, checked our field computer, and now it's all up to us. From now on, we will navigate through fortifications, defenses, factories, and mines. The game structure is similar to the main campaign of Quake 2. We are going to sabotage machinery, get keys, eliminate Strog leaders, and find a way to escape from this hell. The level design of The Reckoning is remarkable. I really like how they have used new textures, as can be seen in the caverns. In regards to the art direction, they have respected the original material, and I like it. There are many new items, including new weapons. We found 3 new additions to our existing arsenal. First, we have the Ion Ripper, which uses small boomerangs that bounce off walls as ammunition. It is an effective weapon when you don't want to expose your body at all. In second place, we have the Phalanx Particle Cannon. This weapon is devastating, but we are not the only ones who have this weapon. The Strogs, especially the Beta-class Gladiator unit, has this same cannon and is lethal. And lastly, we have the Trap, which creates a small beam that absorbs the enemies around it. Throughout the campaign, I have hardly used this weapon. The only thing I have to criticize in The Reckoning is the use of some enemies, called under the Beta-class designation. These enemies are more powerful, but physically they look the same as in their previous versions, but they are more difficult to kill. The Beta-class has the following units: Brains, Iron Maiden, Gladiator, and Super Tank. I think this was a somewhat cheap way of adding more difficulty to the game. For example, on more than one occasion we are going to face several super tanks at the same time. It seems to me that this is adding quantity over quality and ends up harming the game in question. The energy defense of these units is excessive, and if we add the lack of ammunition in some cases, the result is quite bad. It is obvious that in this game no one is going to hold your hand. I get it. We are alone, and the player must use his navigation and combat skills to move forward. But even so, it seems to me that there was room for improvement when it comes to the use of certain enemies. Here's a little lesson for game developers. If you're going to turn an enemy into a bullet sponge, at least supply the bullets first. Otherwise, it's an unequal battle. After destroying fuel production and discovering the Strog attack fleet, Joker has to infiltrate a freighter to reach and land on one of the moons. Victory is near. Finally, we reach the lunar base. Our task is to overload the main reactor and blow up the entire facility. In this unit, once again, we are going to face a new warlord, a new Macron. Facing impossible odds, outnumbered, outgunned, Joker manages to take out the last group of Strog resistance. Finally, our exit, a hangar. Our adventure ends with Joker finally managing to stop this new Strogg offensive. Our only ticket home, a transport ship. We can almost taste victory. The Strogg military complex is completely destroyed. The day was saved. Next, we will continue with the second expansion, Ground Zero. Ground Zero was developed by Rogue Entertainment and released on September 11, 1998. The main plot is the following. The Gravity Well, the Strogg's newest weapon in his arsenal against humanity, is now operational. With the fleet around Strogos, 5% of the ground forces surviving, and that number dwindling by the second, your orders have changed. Release your comrades. Destroy the Gravity Well. So far, this has been my favorite expansion. In this new campaign, we are going to take on the role of a Marine named Stepchild. We are going to start our mission from the depths of a Strogg mining complex. From there, we will make our way to the surface. Once again, we are going to have to fulfill a series of objectives within each unit until we continue to the next one. As we progress through the network of mining tunnels, our objective is to destroy the Strogg tectonic stabilizer. First, we have to locate the control center, then disable the shields and destroy all 16 wall nodes. The next step is to turn off 3 auxiliary bombs. This is going to cause a huge explosive chain reaction. We're only going to have a limited time to escape. In this new installment, we are going to find new units. First, we have the turrets. There are 3 types: blaster, machine gun, and rocket. These turrets are usually located in strategic positions and in large numbers are a considerable threat. Then we have the Stalker. This unit resembles a spider. This Strogg has the ability to climb. It also has a blaster, and when approaching it can stab the player. We continue with the Medic Commander. His weapon is a modified version of the Hyper Blaster, and his main ability is to revive fallen enemies in combat. Another new addition to the Stroggs is the Daedalus, which is basically an upgraded version of the Icarus. When it comes to weapons, Ground Zero offers 4 new additions: Chainsaw, ETF Rifle, Prox Launcher, and the devastating Plasma Beam. The Chainsaw is an enormous arm-mounted chainsaw. In second place, we have the ETF Rifle. It's powerful, efficient, and able to pierce armor. This weapon fires explosive tipped flechettes that pack a deadly wallop. In third place, we have the Prox Launcher. When launched into the world, the Prox mines will deploy on a surface, then wait for the enemy to set off their proximity trigger. And finally, we have the Plasma Beam. It is a high-tech ray of pure death. Now, back to our mission. After disrupting ground-to-air communications from the Strogg forces, the Marine proceeds to control and secure an experimental Strogg fighter. This fighter was being developed for use against Terran Coalition forces. This ship is going to become our escape vehicle, with which we are going to exfiltrate. When we arrive at the research hangar, we are going to face a new Strogg unit called Carrier. Killing this new enemy can be quite a challenge. After identifying their attack patterns, the Marine manages to end this abomination. The area is secured. We are approaching the Gravity Well. The next challenge is Unit Number 4. The objective is an antimatter bomb inside a Strogg ammunition plant. This bomb has to be created through a sequence of specific steps. Once the bomb is manufactured, we are going to use a gondola to reach Unit 5. Unit 5 is the grand finale. The Widow's Den is where is the Gravity Well. Now only one obstacle separates us from our ultimate goal: the Black Widow Guardian. This is the biggest challenge for Stepchild. From now on, it's victory or death. The last great battle. After a fierce battle and hundreds of rounds fired, the Guardian falls. The road is free. Now all that remains is to destroy the Gravity Well and escape the facility. Finally, our adventure comes to an end. Stepchild achieved the impossible, being one of the few to survive. After finishing both expansions, I have been satisfied. I consider that these 2 installments add more depth to the Quake universe. The incorporation of new weapons, levels, and new enemies is positive. I'm going to rate The Reckoning a 7 out of 10 and Ground Zero an 8 out of 10. For those who were left wanting more Quake 2, playing these expansions is essential. When we reached the lower orbit, we managed to re-establish contact with the terrestrial fleet. The mission has been accomplished. For Stepchild, it is time to return home. In our next video, we will continue with the Quake series. It's time to go back to 1999. The Quake universe is going to get bigger. Quake 3 is our next destination. Thanks for watching.